wait a minute. I'm feeling something. I'm feeling
Oh, no.
a new engineer. I'm feeling a new engineer. There he is.
There you go.
I could feel when Kenny walks in, you know?
Well, not really, because he walked in an hour
Oh,
ago.
did he?
And you were too busy
I was too
looking at
busy.
my chin
Okay.
to notice.
Have you been here that long? Has he been here?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Mr. Observant.
We were getting into these crazy things. Trento Vision, Tom Trento. Trento Vision TV on Tuesday, the 18th and 7/25. 1 week till Christmas.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Uh,
Are we
Whoa.
having a Christmas show? I
Of
guess we have to
course
have a
we
meeting
are.
about that.
I wish you a Merry... I'm going to sing for 3 hours. We're going to have a
Kenny's going to sing.
huge audience.
Kenny's not working Kenny, are you working Christmas?
No.
Oh,
No.
oh, we'll
Any
get Joyce.
games on Christmas?
Yeah,
Who?
what?
Like Detroit or something?
Oh, you meant pro games?
Yeah. College?
pro games.
College?
Yeah, the Hawaii Bowl.
Who's playing?
SMU and Fresno State.
Okay, I'll pass on that one.
Fresno, that's where they grow raisins.
Uh-oh, no
Uh-oh.
Sharia there. Kenny is our resident
Dun,
expert
dun, dun,
on. If you have any
dun.
questions
About sports.
about sports and anything
He is
whatsoever,
encyclopedic.
He
It's
is. He's
scary.
He's the Encyclopedia Sports
888-565-KENNY. Call 888-565-KENNY, and we'll put you right on. Okay, we'll get all that stuff. 888-565-1470. Tom Trento here with CJ and Mark, Trento Vision. We deal typically with national security issues, and this is the topic we're discussing today, the Second Amendment. And the shooting in Newtown, Connecticut, is absolutely relevant to our primary work. We started, for those of you just coming to the show, we started back in September for an hour a day. Then we progressed to 3 hours. We're your drive time buddies. Tom and friends here at WNN 1470.
Tom and friends.
Yeah, if you want to take us home,
If you want to make little stuffed animal figures out of us,
you can do that. If you want,
Bobbleheads.
We
We're
should
looking
have
for
a
our Tom bobblehead.
yep, we get a lot of those. If you can't rip the radio out of the dashboard of your car, we suggest you download iHeartRadio
yes,
on your iPhones.
It
Then you
works.
can walk in your house with that. WNN in South Florida. You can get us that way. You can reach me at tom@trentovision.tv. You can donate to our kind of PBS thing we got going on here. We don't do a lot of commercials. We're moving into doing some. We should.
Speaking
play-
of which,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the coffee.
We got to talk about the coffee, and then let's do a couple of commercials now. Then we'll get into it. We'll do the coffee, and then we'll do the soap. We're selling soap, we're selling coffee, and guns. Soap, coffee, and guns. We got everything here.
We are so 1950s.
Tell us about the coffee, CJ. You've been
Okay.
We had a company send us some coffee.
Should I put this up?
That
Can
thing.
you see that?
Product brochure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to zoom in on it. Here, give it.
Okay.
Give it to Mark. And
We'll do the high-tech zoom in here. Hold on.
you got to move it. And the company said you guys are going to love this coffee. So
Yeah.
when any and all thing coffee goes to CJ.
That's right. Yeah.
She not only consumes vast quantities on a momentary basis, but she is truly a connoisseur coming
Yeah.
out of the Pacific
And everybody
Northwest.
who works with me knows that the CJ Monster must have her regular coffee feedings.
That's right.
Or else.
So what did
So
you-
what we
so
have
what-
is Organo
What's the name of it? Yeah.
Gold Coffee.
What's the name of the company?
Organo Gold.
Organo? Sounds like a Woody
Organo.
Allen Organo.
Yeah.
So this is our view. We've not yet. They have not yet sponsored with us, but we've done a review.
But we
about
did,
it.
yeah.
We're
But
doing
we
our
did,
consumer
review.
report
we're
product
doing a
review.
consumer report first. Okay, so I tried it twice.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Okay, the first time I tried it was Saturday, and I tried the. I want to make sure I get the name right. Yep, it's the Gourmet Cafe Latte, and I tried the Gourmet Black Coffee, which is black coffee, also known as Cafe Noir.
In the little packets.
in
It's
the little
Cafe
packets.
Noir.
micro brewed.
Micro
Which stands
brewed
for black in
coffee
French.
with Ganoderma added to it, and that's ground mushrooms. Okay,
Is it
now,
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Dude, no kidding. Okay, so I tried it first on Saturday, but I was taking Benadryl because my allergies were bothering me. So I didn't. All I noticed was that I really liked the taste of the coffee, and it was really easy to make. And I noticed that
How
it was
easy was it to make?
all I had to do was boil water and add it, and that's it in the cup.
So compare that to like
And
a Starbucks.
so I could use like for the Cafe Noir. I didn't use like a full 6 to 8 ounces of water because I like my coffee really strong. So I just used about 4 ounces. I made
okay.
it like a double espresso
Oh, okay.
to get the full taste out of it, and it dissolves instantly. And
So it's not like instant coffee. It just boom.
well, except for it doesn't taste like instant coffee. It tastes like real brewed coffee. It tastes
Okay.
like coffee, done with a French press or
Compared to
cone
Starbucks.
method.
Compared to Starbucks.
Oh, it's much better than Starbucks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The
Oh,
flavor is
we may
better
have a
than
sponsor here.
Yeah, the flavor is better than Starbucks, and you have, Starbucks has a real high acidity to it, and you know how you get that heartburn when you drink coffee.
Klemth, or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
You don't get
You
that.
don't get that from these coffees at all.
Okay.
And even the latte, which has which is sweetened,
All right.
is not grossly sweet because I don't like really sweet stuff, and I could drink it. And actually, I drank both of them together, and I just know all I noticed about it was I like the taste and the low acid. And then
Here we go. Here we
Here
go.
we go. So today I tried it when I was getting ready for work.
Without
Off the Benadryl.
Off the Benadryl.
Off the Benadryl.
I wonder what happened.
And let me tell you, I had a lot of energy.
Oh, it's an energy drink
Yeah,
too.
I did
and wired you.
I did 2 loads of laundry and cleaned the kitchen while I was getting ready for work, and I had the giggles so bad when I got here. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Nothing. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
And and
secret.
Bob, our station manager, when he came in, I was giggling so much. He says he wanted to know what
The
I
heck
was
is
on,
going
and I
on?
said nothing. I just had some coffee before I came to work, and so he wanted to try a sample, and I showed him what it was, and I thought I had 2 samples in the packet because I was going to give them to Mark to try, and then I thought, no, I'm not giving them out. I got to
addicting.
have another cup tomorrow. So anyway, Bob took my coffee packet. I'm like, yeah.
And you tackled him on the way out. No, give it back.
Bring that back here. We have to order some more. You can't have my coffee. So
So you give it a 10 out of 10.
I give it at least a 10 out of 10. This is
Wow.
good
So
stuff.
we'll do.
It's supposed to have all these health
ease-
properties and everything to it, which I
I
don't
don't
really
care about.
understand the science about
Yeah,
it.
if I
and
get
I
that
don't
bonus,
care.
huh?
Okay, I'm just telling you, this tastes good and
Made you feel good, gave you lots of
easy,
energy.
easy to make.
easy to make. Tastes good, low acid.
Packs a wallop. And it packs a wallop.
Add a little spunk to your day.
The folks.
Did you get any lightheadedness or any as far as like headaches or anything like that? You know what?
No.
Because usually if you get like a
No, I just felt like an energy burst.
Really?
okay,
But I never.
you never get that energy drop afterwards or anything.
No,
we-
I
do
didn't
we have-
crash.
It wasn't like a
No,
sugar
because
crash.
it's been hours and hours since
All right,
I
here's
had
what we're gonna
any,
do.
and I didn't crash.
Here's what we're gonna do. Do
Yeah.
we have a microwave in the studio here, up here?
Yeah, we do.
All right.
We got hot water.
I'm gonna get.
We have a hot water thing.
No, you're not using it today.
You're not getting it.
No,
That's
me
all-
that
no,
coffee.
Give me that coffee.
She
I'm
was
having
serious.
it
You thought I was
tomorrow
kidding
before
you
I
about
go
her
to work.
tackling Bob?
Yeah, that's not happening.
The-
I just wanted to be able to show people.
The company people are saying, "Go CJ," you know. And this is a true live testimonial here.
This is-
No, this is the real thing.
But here's
Because
what
I
we're gonna do.
promised you, I said if I try it and I don't like it, we're just never going to mention it on the air, and that's it. Because
We're
I
gonna-
can't lie about the stuff.
We're gonna do a double not blind test. We did you. Now we're gonna make it in
Well,
we're gonna make it live, and you and I are gonna
tell you
taste
what,
it.
I can give you a better one. I'll just make it for my wife one morning, and she loves coffee, and I'll just give it to her. Won't say a word what it is, and
Right.
see how she reacts.
All right,
Right.
that's a good
That's
test.
I mean,
good
that's a
thing to
true
do.
good test,
Right, right.
But I want to taste it on the air like this and
Okay.
live to catch our,
Well, we need
get
some
your-
more sample packs.
We need
We
some
need
more. We need
a-
some more packs.
A company, send us some more sample packs.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also
company.
they have, because they only sent us 2 different kinds of samples, but they also have cafe mocha, gourmet hot chocolate.
I think we need the Christmas
they have a
extravaganza.
blend- yeah.
sample pack.
They
Yeah.
have a blend that includes ginseng
No, actually,
in it.
I'll actually buy the stuff if it works like CJ does and Jess loves coffee.
Oh my gosh!
I will
yeah.
just be a hair club.
And I have no,
Advertise, be a
I have
member.
no headache, and it's been hours and hours since I had a cup of coffee, and I don't feel
Let me
like
see
I
the
need
packet.
to drink one.
Because I'm
No.
just
you
hold
ain't
it up.
slick.
I am.
Here, give it here.
I see it. Oh, you want to do
No,
it?
I'm
On
doing
there?
the camera.
I am a.
She just fell for that.
Oh no! You better. Oh, don't
We have a
hurt
fight
it.
here.
Also, they have at least 3 different kinds of teas, which I'm not
Oh.
a big tea drinker. But if you like green tea, black tea, or
that's
red
really
tea,
good.
I got
they
friends
have
that
those too.
love that
yeah.
stuff. I'm hooked on the Keurig machine, the little things, right?
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
expensive as heck.
And I like strong coffee. Well, how much
Yeah.
is it? We don't know how much those things are. It could be $20 for that little thing.
No.
Oh,
It's
you have
not
prices?
expensive. Yeah, there's a
But
price.
I
sheet.
have the little filter.
Oh
where
no,
you
you get 30 of those for $17.
No, we don't know the prices.
We
yet.
don't know the prices. I don't know.
That may be
I don't know.
wholesale. That may be. who
Yeah, I
knows what.
mean, yeah, I don't know.
We don't know the
Well,
prices.
that's why I said $17 because there's different prices on here, and I don't know if that's like a discount price or if you have to buy a bunch or
whatever.
yeah, whatever it is. I don't know.
But I have the
But,
little on the
yeah,
cart
if you
machine.
guys could FedEx us another package.
You send some more coffee.
Yeah. Send
I
it
have the-
overnight.
I have the Keurig machine.
Give me
and
that back.
I gave it back to you.
No, you didn't.
Kids fighting over coffee.
give me.
I have the little Keurig. As I was saying, I have the little Keurig machine, and you can put your own coffee in there. They got a segment, a little holder.
Mm-hmm.
You put your own ground coffee. I think it would work with that. Wouldn't have to mess around with boiling
You
water.
wouldn't
and
even
all that.
have to boil your own
Yeah,
water.
just put it in there.
Wow.
And then
Do I have to
Take-
wait
take-
all minute?
Taking laziness to a new level. Okay.
You sure you don't want the government thinking for you, Tom?
Okay, let's see. Yes, I think we can do that. You enjoy some of the conveniences of life. So far, say the name of it again. So we have
Organo Gold.
Organo Gold,
Yeah.
and it's got like health things. in it.
Organogold.com? Or what is it?
Yes, it is. Organogold.com.
All right, but you're going to buy it through us if we put this deal
Yeah,
together
because-
here.
Yeah, actually, you could do that. You can actually be a distributor.
All right, Organo Gold. We're doing the ongoing coffee test here, and CJ, our coffee connoisseur for real, likes it. See, like Mikey
Yeah.
likes it, CJ likes it. So
Yeah, and
so
if
far
I like
so
it,
good.
you will like it.
No,
Trust
she
me.
loves it. She
Yeah.
All right, well,
It's
who
your
are we?
coffee
It's like
snob.
catnip in a cup.
Catnip in a cup.
Your new advertising slogan.
Yeah. Organo Gold, catnip in a cup. All right, Tom Trento, once again, TrentoVision.tv, WNN 1470 at 19 minutes past 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 19 minutes past 2 o'clock on the West Coast.
On the West Coast, where Organo
We-
Gold comes
where on
from.
Organo Gold is
So lots
grown.
of time to get to that FedEx office, people.
We have a guest coming on at 5:30 from the West Coast, a rabbi, kind of a controversial, somewhat flamboyant, somewhat eccentric, I would say, good friend rabbi of ours. And he has run for office against a lot of the lefties out in California. We're going to talk to him he is on the line already. Well, you know what? Let's bring him on now for a little bit. And let's see, Rabbi Schifrin, are you with us already?
I'm standing by, Tom.
Okay, well, you are on. We're bringing you on right now, a little early. And we have been discussing the Second Amendment, that amendment that sits between 1 and 3, part of the Bill of Rights. And we've been discussing it, Rabbi, because of the shooting up in Newtown, Connecticut on the 14th of December, 20 kids plus 6 adults plus the mother. slaughtered by a sick individual, Adam Lanza. What were your initial thoughts? You're a man of the cloth, and what were your initial thoughts when you heard this tragedy?
Before I address that, Tom, let me just say, first of all, Tom, you're a dear friend. I love you like a brother. You're one of the people that, when I think of the survival of the United States of America, I think about you and the United West and all of our dear friends working, struggling, so that this republic will not go down. So I want to wish you, Tom, first of all, you and your family, a wonderful, wonderful Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And may God give you the strength to continue your amazing personal struggle to help this nation. And it really means a lot to me, Tom, that we're friends. And I can only say God bless you, and may you stay strong to continue your fight.
Well, I thank you, my brother, Rabbi, and we have stood shoulder to shoulder on many battles, and then we sat down and lit up a few cigars and tipped a few glasses together to discuss things. And Rabbi Schifrin is a dear friend and a warrior. I mean, we're here in Florida where it's pretty conservative, though we live in a very a very liberal place. Schifrin lives in the middle of L.A., fighting all the leftists and the crazies and all of this. He speaks all over the state. He runs against all the leftist, socialist, Marxist people. All right.
And he's an educator too, right?
Now that we got that out, that we love each other dearly, and we're fighting
to Trento Vision.
We're fighting to save the republic. How's things going in California? Give us an update there, then we'll get into the shooting and a few other things.
You bet. Well, Tom, to preface this whole issue about the Second Amendment, I was at the Superior Court this morning in Santa Monica, or I should say the Republic of Santa Monica.
Right.
And, there's about 30 of us in line, and they've got this ubiquitous, insane CNN TV. Everywhere you go, there's a CNN TV.
Oh, I know.
And everybody, of course, is jabbing and kibitzing about the terrible things and the events of recent days, of course. And then this one guy pops off and says that if I had my way, I'd collect all the guns right now. And I said, sir, let me tell you something. I had relatives that perished in the Holocaust, and I can tell you, if those Jews were armed, they wouldn't have gone down so quietly. So I totally denounce everything that you're saying. And of course, that the hubbub went 10 decibels higher at that point. But this is Tom, in all the campaigns, and you've known me, in all the campaigns, I'm the only candidate that says it like it is. Communism has not gone the way of the trash of human history. It is alive and well, and it is morphed into progressives and liberals. And one of the things that the communists need to succeed is for our guns to be outlawed and confiscated. It's right there in the Communist Manifesto. Anybody listening to this program, Tom, have them go check out the library or make a search on the 60 issues that the communists agree will, if they can implement them, they can take over the United States of America. And this is nothing other than a confiscation of our weapons. Now, it's interesting that over 200 blacks have been killed in Chicago since, this year. I think even 300. Does anybody talk about it? Does anybody care? Not a word. It's only when stuff like this happens with the AK-47s and that sort of thing do people get, roughed up. Actually, there's a lot of racism in this issue, Tom. If those people would have been blacks that were blown away, I think the United Nations at this point would have been involved. But since they were whites, it's, whatever. So I think that this is exactly the toxic elixir that has been created by the media to whip up hysteria against our Second Amendment rights. And this is all this is.
Well, we should let the listeners on Trento Vision and The viewers know that Rabbi Nachum Shifrin doesn't speak from an ivory tower. He has worked for the past 25 years as a school teacher in South Central Los Angeles, in the inner city, in the gangbanger, black, Chicano, Mexican, drug-infested, gun-infested schools. And the rabbi is of a particular group, the Chabad, right? You're a Chabad rabbi?
Yes.
So you have a beard. You look like a Jewish rabbi. And can you imagine him walking into South
Is there
Central?
another kind of rabbi besides
Yeah,
the
I've seen
Jewish
some
kind?
that look like Mark Shiner up in New York. He looks
who don't
like,
look or well, he doesn't sound like a rabbi
no,
either.
I mean he looks like somebody at a GQ,
Yeah.
a businessman from the Northeast. But the rabbi goes every day, drives through these places, goes into class, and he's a fearless guy, and he understands the inner city, the black gangbanger mindset. You've written a couple of books. What's one of you? And he's got programs to take these kids and take. He's a surfing expert, surfing on a surfboard, and he has programs to take inner city kids and
a surfing Chabad rabbi
yes,
who teaches
yes,
in the inner city.
Yes. This is Rabbi
Wow.
Shifrin. What is the name of your one book?
Well, the book that I wrote relative to the issues that we're dealing with, Tom, as you know, in the inner city, it's called Kill Your Teacher. The title
Kill
is,
Your Teacher?
Obviously, Kill Your Teacher. It's obviously controversial. And I wrote that title having in mind the fact that I had many, many death threats against me from students. And I thought, the $50,000 they're paying us a year to teach ain't worth getting plugged by a student. So I wanted to arouse, awareness of what it is that the inner city school teacher has to go through, and we're being completely dumbed down in our society, in our neighborhoods, our communities, about the issues that we're facing, the real issues, and of course we never really get to them. Now, if this punk, and I say that using that word lightly, if this punk had been confronted by somebody right there at the administration building with a gun, we would be dancing right now instead of mourning, okay? And for all those people that want to take away our guns, when will they understand, Tom, that the first thing that the fascists do, whether it's the Nazis, the Soviets, the communists, Fidel Castro, all of them have one thing in common, Mao Zedong, they have to disarm the populace. Funny, Tom, I went to visit a friend just below the border in Mexico, and the first thing you see on the international border on American side is no guns allowed in Mexico. Strict enforcement.
Only the cartels can have guns.
Right.
Only
the criminals have guns. Yeah.
And only carteleros and only pandilleros
Oh, he speaks 5
are
languages.
the only ones that can
course.
have guns. But if you, as a Mexican, are concerned about the lives of your children and your family, no, you may not have a gun. It is unbelievable what we're going through.
We're analyzing the events of the other day and the knee-jerk political exploitation of these dead children to go after elements of gun ownership. We know where that goes. All the attention should be along the lines of what the Israelis have done and what some school districts have done. They've hardened the school. The schools are the easiest targets on the face of the earth for bad guys. This was a demented kid. I think that's going to come out. But we said the other day, Rabbi, and you do a lot of work in the jihad issue, fighting the jihadis. We said that this has been on their drawing board as an operational component of
wow.
jihad in America, to go into a school called The Perfect Day and to do just what this kid did, but to do 10 schools at once at key areas all over the place, and they're going to pick these kinds of regions where the cops are remote, there's not cops close by, where there's little kids and it's a quiet area, so it shocks this nation just as it did.
Path of least resistance, right?
Yeah, we think the schools need to be hardened. We think the world has changed. If Hollywood has contributed to the video games and all of that, and if the hypocrisy lives as it does, where every Hollywood star is opposed to gun ownership, except for their bodyguards, and they want them to have the best guns of all, then let's admit the world has changed, and now we have to harden the schools, which means a perimeter hardening, which may mean metal detection, which absolutely means armed guards in the schools, not only inner city schools, even these, and maybe as an option, like on the airplanes, the teachers. Just like in Israel, they're trained with gun usage, and they carry a gun
and
around
Texas,
with them.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what is the big deal if
We're not in Mayberry anymore.
yeah,
And life has changed.
it's changed, of course.
And if you're going to not tackle terrorism head on, if you're not going to expose
This is
terrorism-
coming, absolutely.
If you're not going to expose terrorists, if you refuse to admit that the Muslim Brotherhood exists, if you keep doing your dawah outreach programs like you just did out there in California, okay, at least harden the schools with protection because they are coming.
They are coming.
And there's no denying that. If you're going to keep marginalizing these people as moderate, that they don't hate Jews, and all this other stuff,
And they're coming with bigger guns, and this
right,
was
like
not
Beslan,
an automatic.
like Beslan, Russia.
This was not an automatic weapon. They're coming with automatic weapons. Okay.
And no matter how many gun laws you pass, no matter how many
It doesn't
assault weapons
matter.
bans you pass,
Yeah.
you could, if you outlaw all the guns in the world, they're still going to come in there with automatic weapons and stuff like this. This could actually
And they're not
be
going
a
to exit. There's no exit plan for them. They need to die in that jihad.
This could actually be a wake up call for.
Oh, well, listen to this. Listen to this, Rabbi. The jihadis, and we're telling you this, folks, because it's a written plan to go into the schools and kill kids like this
And they've
around the
already
nation.
done it.
Whereas this kid, Adam Lanza, when he saw the cops finally running in, he shot himself. The jihadis are going to they're going to fight. The cops are going to fight everybody, like in Belzlan. And it's going to be more horrendous. We've got to harden the schools. You could write a zillion gun laws. You're not stopping somebody that wants to go kill those kids. And I dare say that this guy who went into this school to shoot these young people, that's never happened that I know of in America. Somebody going
Let
in.
me tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a lot of punditry at this point. I've read a lot of columns. I get 500 emails a day. I get yours, of course, all the time. Let me tell you where this is all starting. You as a teacher, I should say, I as a teacher, am not allowed to admit to impose corporal punishment. That is, if somebody's goofing around or making a mess or striking or assaulting or doing something horrific in my classroom, I can't grab that kid by the scruff of the neck and say, you do that one more time, I'm going to smack you in the behind like you've never had before in your life. Now, let me tell you something. These shootings are all relatively of late. When you and I were going to school, Tom, it wouldn't dream for us to look cross-eyed at our teachers.
Right.
The kids are not afraid of the teachers. The principals are all about political correctness. As a matter of fact, I sent a kid to the dean. As you know, in my book, Tom, I wrote a particular egregious incident in which one of my students went berserk and was stabbing other students with a pencil. I grabbed the girl, I yanked her out of the class, put her in the hallway, locked the door, sent another kid with a note down to the dean. A minute later, the kid shows up in my classroom with a note from the dean saying, Rabbi, you may not deny our students an education.
Oh, boy.
Now, we are so out of control. What we need to do is get back to old-fashioned schools where the vice principal or the athletic director or the football coach, you go into their office and the fear of God comes over you. That's what these kids need, and we don't get it.
Well,
Yeah.
this
If
school.
you fail them, or if you keep them back a year, The parents write letters. Oh, the rabbi doesn't like my child because he's black.
When I was a
Remember
kid,
that?
Rabbi,
Yeah.
when I
Remember that
was
story? Tom, do you remember that story in my book?
In the book, yep.
Yeah.
Hang on, CJ has a
When I-
question.
You cannot punish
Okay.
these kids for fear of
He's a rabbi.
being called a racist.
Hang on. CJ has a question for you. Hang on.
yeah,
Go ahead,
no,
CJ.
just an observation. When I was a kid, and an adult walked in the classroom, didn't even have to be the teacher or the principal. We all stood up when
Right.
an adult walked in the room.
Well,
And we didn't sit
and
down
another
until
thing-
we were told it was okay to sit down. And we didn't speak until we were spoken to.
my point being,
CJ, let me just say this. Since you mentioned about classroom decorum, I taught a class a month or two ago at Westchester High School, where of a class of 40 kids, only 5 stood up for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I told the other kids that were goofing around in the back, listening to their iPods or whatever, I said, hey, you kids stand up right now, put your hand over your heart. One of the kids said, hey, Rabbi, how about if I just sue you for forcing me to do something which I don't want to do?
Oh,
And so
boy.
what we basically have is a total breakdown in our society, and it comes straight from the classroom.
Well,
I
I was saying that earlier.
In the Sandy
It's
Hook
by design.
in the Sandy Hook Elementary School, okay, we actually did have a pretty secure. We actually did have a pretty secure system. We actually did have, the principal and the students were respectful and everything. It was a pretty model classroom for America, and the issue being is, how do we protect those schools? Not the schools that are. I mean, there's a whole nother set of problems with schools you're talking about.
But I'm curious how his school is protected.
But they have
yeah.
lockdown. They have
Who?
weapons detectors, and they have.
Well,
all
no.
the-
What is the South Central schools? What goes on in those schools for
Well,
protection?
we've got the LAPD actually on campus. They occupy
Oh,
a
my
wing of the
gosh.
campus. I mean, we have dogs. We have dogs that can sniff for guns, ammunition.
That's why they have to stab
dynamite,
each other with pencils.
I mean, and we've got a whole bunch of Metro cops outside. I mean, literally every campus is armed to the teeth. So I don't know if this could happen in so much in our campuses. The problem that we have is just a general malaise and dysfunction and lack of civic awareness.
Okay, let me get this straight. Okay, so the jihadis aren't going to go after the LA public schools, but they're going to go after so we're actually getting the easy target by going after the Sandy Hook,
Right.
because the LA County schools are a bunch of dirtbags run by drug lords and leftist
Yes.
liberals.
Yes.
Is that where we've come to in this nation?
Yes.
That's it. And if
Oh,
20 of
great.
them got mowed down, many people in the country would say, "Great, good." It's
One
clean
less
out
No,
the
they
thing.
wouldn't
herd.
say
yeah.
that. They wouldn't say that.
Oh,
The-
many people would. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they would.
Those schools,
Well,
sure.
I wouldn't say that. I would, because
No, we wouldn't because
but-
we're human beings.
But still, the point being is
The Crips
is-
would say that about the Bloods.
It's like, okay, we've got the school locked down for the Crips and everybody else, but we don't have them, for kids that are actually being taught correctly and saying yes sir or no sir and all that other good stuff is like, what's the world come to? It's just amazing.
So what's going on in your life, Rabbi? You're running for office, we understand.
I'm running in 2014 against arguably the most racist, corrupt politician on Capitol Hill by the name of Maxine Waters.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Obama. I thought you were talking about Obama. Maxine Waters. Tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about her. Where's she from? What does she do? How long she been there?
Yeah, she's been here way too long, and
His,
she's about to get her papers of leave.
Yeah.
When I run against her,
He
the
asked
only
me.
way, as you know, Tom, the Republican
I just wanted
Party
to show
in this
you.
state is
Oh.
dead as a dodo bird. We are absolutely impotent. There's only one way to beat these communist frauds, and that is to attack them for who they are without being Mr. Nice Guy. And I still submit to this day, if Mitt Romney would have exposed that lousy commie bastard for who he really was, he'd have won. But instead, they play, with kid gloves, and they don't understand that the leftists are here to destroy this nation. and they're not going to be deterred, and they're not going to be somehow deflected from their goals. And this is what we need to do. Well, basically, she was exonerated as of late on this scam where her husband was accused of skimming taxpayer money to support his own personal bank.
Right.
However, if you ask anybody in Congress, they'll tell you that's just the tip of the iceberg with this woman. But the thing about it is she's in a heavily black Mexican area. I would say 40% Mexican, 30% black, and the rest whites, who are probably the wimpiest people in the world. I mean, just it's miserable. I plan, Tom, to make this the mother of all campaigns. I want every American in the United States, and they will when the fit hits the shan, and they see that what's going to go
He
on.
dodged that one, yeah.
I'm telling you, there's going to be sparks flying. I'm going to create a media frenzy on this whole issue, Tom. And in this way, I hope to get a lot of name recognition, a lot of support from Americans, literally from all over the United States. I mean, how good would it be to send her packing?
Hey, man, we wish you can do it, and however we can help here on the East Coast, we will do that for our brother out there as you run. We're going to have to let you go now, but we want you to stay safe and stay strong, and thank you for your blessings.
Can I give my website?
Of course you can, yes.
It is securecalifornia.com. Anybody that goes to that website will see Tom Trento's beautiful video that he did on my behalf when I ran for state senate. And,
Mark is holding his head. Mark was the editor of it. I'm just the talent. I'm the pretty face. Mark is the editor.
Mark, God bless you, brother.
All right. Good talking to you,
thank you,
Rabbi
Rabbi.
Nachum Schiffer. And you take care out there
Thank
in
you.
Los
All
Angeles.
right, Tom, Semper Fi, brother.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. Great guy. And we made it through without dumping him once with the dump button. He may have...
You got the fit in the shan on.
Yeah. He and our other rabbi friend from up north, those two are a little loose with the English language. And both of them are highly educated. Schifrin speaks 5 languages, but they're kind of free with the euphemisms and the epithets and all of that stuff. So it's 43
They're just
minutes
very
after.
expressive.
It's 43 minutes after 5 o'clock here on TrentoVision.tv.
Wow. Look how late it is
I
already.
know. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Can you read this, please? Wait, where is it? I got it.
The temperature just went down 1 degree.
What is the temperature outside? And here it's a lovely, balmy 76.
It is 81 degrees.
81 outside. Wow.
And the sun is setting in beautiful
It
downtown
is.
Boca Raton, Florida.
Invisible Mike is not with us, but
Mark?
traffic report.
How about a traffic report?
I'm not qualified to give the traffic report.
No.
We need an invisible Mike to qualify me to give me because of his expertise.
Okay,
on
we'll have to-
traffic
Well,
Okay, I'm
the-
just going to have
we're
to
gonna have
say
to-
more cars going south than north.
See,
at
that's
this
the
time.
reason. See, you're unqualified even to speak
Listen,
to.
you get to read from the book every day, and if I get to turn around and look at the window and tell you how many cars are coming, then you let me do that, okay?
But I will give you a Religion of Peace update.
Yeah.
Wait, let me read the. We got an email, a note for the website for the coffee. Organogold, Organ ORGANO Gold, right? Organo Gold.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to take a look, Tom and Carol,
Oh.
Tom and Carol, CAROLE, Tom and Carol. .organigold.com. That's a little complicated. tomandcarol.organigold.com. We'll have to put it up on the site.
Yeah.
That'll be easier. Yes, give us a Religion of Peace update.
Yeah, the Islamic terrorist count who have carried out Islamic attacks since 9/11 is up to 20,108.
Since 9/11.
Since 9/11.
Since 9/11,
20,108. Well,
Islamic terrorism has claimed how many lives?
20,108.
And how do you
And is
define?
that with guns or without?
Well, I'll show you exactly how we did this.
Okay.
Is on 12/18, 3 female
That's today?
That'd be 3, 12,
12,
18,
18, 12?
Yep, today.
Okay.
Today, 3 female humanitarian workers are shot to death by the Taliban.
Oh, it was actually 6.
They actually have 3.
Shot
just
to
read that.
death.
No, 6.
Oh, maybe
shot
3
to
died
death.
since
Oh,
then.
it's usually-
6 were shot.
Yeah.
shot to death. Usually dead, who have actually said dead. So they're actually
Okay.
only counting
Yeah.
the dead people. Yesterday in Thailand, 2 people died from gunshot injuries after Muslim opened fire in a group of Buddhist professionals. Interestingly, the third highest proportion of Islamic attacks
Yeah.
are in Thailand. Believe it or not.
No, I do believe it.
It's after Afghanistan or Iran. The third highest is actually
They've been
Iran?
working.
No.
Thailand.
No, you said after Afghanistan, Iran.
no, Iraq. I'm sorry. After
Oh.
Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iraq has actually fallen off a lot. But the Thailand is actually the third highest incidence
Yeah.
of terror attack against Buddhist.
Yeah, they're
Those-
trying.
those-
They've been
those-
trying to take over
those
that country
greedy
for several
Buddhist,
years.
oil
yeah.
grubbing Buddhist.
Yeah,
They're haters.
yeah.
All right, and Islamic Army of Iraq bombers slaughtered 11 people at a car dealership. 5 boys and that was yesterday. Yesterday, 5 boys and 2 women are among 19 civilians dismantled by the Religion of Peace bombers at a bus stop. Yesterday, a community of Shabak religious minorities is a target of a Sunni car bomb that leaves 7 dead, mostly women and children. And also yesterday, a Fedayeen suicide bomber kills 5 Iraqis. So that's our Religion of Peace update. We need a bumper for that.
We got to get international gun banning laws so those guys don't have guns. But I have
That's
some,
right.
I have some information here that's just breaking. Possible motive for Adam Lanza snapping and killing his mother and then killing everybody else. The gunman who slaughtered 20 children and 6 adults may have snapped because his mother was planning to commit him to a psychiatric facility. It was a very close friend of the family that has come forward and said that there was trouble between the mother and the son regarding, she was at the end of her rope with him and said, I've got to
Well,
put
she
you
pulled him
somewhere.
out. Well, she did pull him out of public schools to try to we do know that he was in public school. She pulled him out of public school to self-educate him and homeschool him, I should say. And so now this actually makes sense. He became too much of a handle. She goes, "Oh God, I don't know how to handle this. I want to put him into a private institution or something." And maybe that's where it's at.
The neighbor that was friendly with the family said, from what I've been told, Adam was aware of her, the mother, petitioning the court for conservatorship and her plans to have him committed. So this is a real new development here. She was putting him in a nut house, basically,
Right.
psychiatric care.
Well, she must have been alarmed by some of the things that he was doing and said, "Hey, this is beyond me."
Well,
so
like
she was-
like Ann said, though, Ann from Texas earlier today, she said not so alarmed that she actually locked up her weapons.
Well, you don't know. This kid was a genius. He could have found the keys. He could have whatever. He could have broke in. He could have done whatever it takes.
That's true.
And we'll find that out. Adam was apparently, this is from the close source, family source, Adam was apparently very upset about this, the fact that he was going to have to go to a psychiatric facility. He thought she just wanted to send him away. He was very angry, and the neighbor says, I think this could have been it. This is what set him off.
It's kind of
A senior law enforcement official involved in the investigation confirmed, so we have a confirmation here, that Lanza's anger at his mother over plans for his future mental health treatment is being looked at as a possible motive for the deadly shooting.
It's kind of like when there's domestic violence between like a husband and wife, and the wife gets a restraining order, and that's
a snap.
That's the snap. That's what sets him off. I mean, what does a piece of paper protect you against? Absolutely nothing. But that snaps, the abuser.
Well,
Or the stalker or whatever into action.
or in the Islamic world, they take a can of gasoline, throw it on you.
Oh, this gets even crazier.
No, I don't even. Do we even have to go into
Yeah,
it? Does it
yeah.
have to do anything with guns or?
We may have to continue the gun thing tomorrow because it's important. Nancy Lanza began filing paperwork to get conservatorship, to get control over her troubled son because he was an adult.
Because he was
Right.
because he was over 18.
But that could not be confirmed yet because the records are sealed. The move would have been necessary because he was an adult. Adam Lanza attended the Sandy Hook School as a boy. Nancy Lanza had volunteered, so she has volunteered there for several years. And she volunteered with kindergartners and first grade. That's where she worked.
That's the connection.
Yep. And she was very good friends. Nancy Lanza, Adam's mother, was very close friends with the school's principal and psychologist, both of whom were killed in the shooting rampage.
Right.
Adam Lanza believed that his mother cared more for the children than she did for him, and that he was being committed for her to get rid of him.
And so she could spend more time with the kids. So
In
his
his
solution,
mind.
so his solution is to go
Kill the kids.
kill the kids, and kill everybody she's close to. So he would not. So he remove all the competition, basically.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's everybody kind of thought that there
Yeah.
had to be a direct cause and effect relationship between this. Out of all the places in the world you can go kill somebody, why go into that room right there with those kids? It's
Yeah.
the mother's connection.
Well, and plus the connection with him, psychologically speaking, especially with his disorder, that psychological bond with your mother, whatever psychological bond connection you have with your mother in a normal relationship, throw about 100-fold on top of that with this type of psychiatric disorder, where this is the only real person he ever talks to in the real world. He doesn't talk to anybody
It's
else.
magnified tremendously.
So if he somehow thought that someone is taking away his mother, therefore these little kids, and taking away the attention from him, and especially that he wants, and that he was going to be committed to a mental institution. It's a complete abandonment. It's a complete everything else, and I can really see this.
Yeah, I mean, the picture's clear as we're ending the third hour here on Trento Vision. The picture is becoming much clearer. I think we'll carry this over for tomorrow, dive into it a little more, because it says quite a bit about the culture we live in. It says quite a bit about the idiot, knee-jerk reactions of politicians that like to go to symptoms as opposed to causes. I want to develop some of the causes tomorrow. I want to go through the remaining 7 amendments. Homework for tonight, everybody. Read the 10 First Amendments, which are the Bill of Rights. Read them in light of the Shays Rebellion, SHAYS, which puts it into a historic context. And this is how you make public policy. You take a broad look at things, you analyze it, you figure out non-emotionally what makes sense and what's doable, and where you put your energies and time and work. But no, today the president comes out, I'm for an assault weapons ban. Okay, that's going to do a real lot. Okay, anyway, 30 seconds, final thoughts, guys?
No, the psychological aspect of this is actually fascinating. You should, this is going to make it more clear why this happened. It wasn't because of guns. It's because of a mother-son relationship.
Yeah, I think
This is a damaged individual who would have found any means of achieving what he achieved, whether it was by a gun or some other means.
He had taken gasoline and whatever.
Whatever.
or take his
Yeah.
automobile and when the kids
it's
are
got
lining up.
nothing to do
No,
with
no
guns.
guns.
It's got to do with,
Now-
with a mentally ill individual.
Now the guns it'll be argued made it easier for him.
Yeah,
yes, that's a fact. It made it easier for him.
Well, how do
you
we
change-
know that? How do we know that it wouldn't have been easier for
Well,
him
we'll
to
find
get
out tomorrow.
to get a bomb and
Maybe a
kill
bomb would
more
have blown up
people?
100 people.
We'll
Yeah.
find all of this out tomorrow on TrentoVision.tv. But tonight we want you to watch the news, read the first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights. We'll see you here 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Bye.
Tomorrow afternoon.